Previously on Lawyer Lloyd.
Sir, you better calm down.
The muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, and also the cartilage. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat you 3 times a week for 2 weeks.
The insurance is going to give me a rental.
As of this point, we can't commit to anything.
You definitely need a lawyer.
What's his name?
His name is Lloyd Benedict.
When dealing with property damage from a collision, really the case kind of takes a fork in a road. We have the damages to a person's vehicle, and the other fork in the road are the bodily injuries. Both of them are important, but they can be separated, they can be settled and resolved individually. With the property damage, it's important we want the clients to be able to pick a good body shop. We want them to pick a reputable body shop, someone that's got the reputation of standing behind their warranties, someone who's going to be able to match the paint, the craftsmanship, because really the insurance companies are not responsible for poor craftsmanship from a body shop. So that's key. We give a lot of input to our clients before they make that decision as to whether we like that decision being made or not. We don't want them to pick some kind of shade tree mechanic where we anticipate that's going to create a problem. So it's really important that they put some thought into this and try to get that process done as quickly as possible. And again, that's for a repair. If it's a total loss, it takes on a different path, and that's just really evaluation of the vehicle, which will also assist my clients be able to determine what the value is on that and get that quickly resolved.
True or false? A driver is at fault for causing a total loss to your vehicle. Is he or she responsible to pay 100% of your car loan off? False. You may only be entitled to the fair market value.
Hey,
Hi there.
how are you?
I'm good.
I'm David.
Hi, I'm Jonnie.
Hey, what can I do for you?
Well, I had a car wreck, so I need to find out what steps I need to do to get it repaired.
I'm sorry, you okay?
I'm good so
Okay.
far, but my
Okay.
lawyer recommended unique collision,
Oh,
so
good. Excellent. Well, as long as you're okay, we can fix the car.
yeah. Well, we're working on me, but
Have you talked to the insurance yet?
I did talk to the insurance, and they were suggesting several places, but my lawyer said unique collision, so here I am.
Yeah, sometimes they'll try to steer you a little bit, try to direct you where to go, which is illegal. They're not supposed to do it, but they do.
Uh-oh,
So,
okay,
yeah,
well.
Yep, that's okay. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad
am.
You're lawyer. Who's your lawyer?
Lawyer Lloyd, I call him. Lloyd
Okay,
Benedict.
okay, yep, I
Great
know
guy.
Lloyd.
He's
Okay.
very helpful.
Excellent. Well, we're glad you're here. I'd like to show you around if that's okay.
Okay.
Bedside manner is important. When I help clients, bedside manner is important, So, and like in our business, I mean, the number one thing people want, and it's been statistically proven over and over again, and Lloyd and I have the same clients, right, mutual clients, the number one thing they walk into a body shop after an accident that they're looking for is not the details. It's not the price or the warranty or any of this other stuff. And I've been in ballrooms full of guys who own body shops who can't answer this question because they just haven't ever studied it. And it's empathy is the number one thing people want. Care more about me than my car or my money. How are you? How are the kids? Was anyone hurt? What can I do to help? Do you have questions? Blah, 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 And then the number two thing, which again, I've been in rooms full of guys who miss that and then can't get number two, is education. Because they haven't ever had it happen before. Statistically, most people have a wreck, it's the first time, which is kind of hard to imagine how that's always the first time, but statistically, it's the first time. So they don't know, they're freaked out, they got kids to get to school and jobs to go to, and everybody owns one vehicle and it's wrecked and maybe it doesn't drive or it's missing taillights or it's not legal and oh my gosh, what do I do? Who do I call? And so that's where people like Lloyd and I can come in and, if we're nice about it, which we are, and be helpful. So this is our body shop.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically this is where we'll take the car apart, assess
Yeah,
the
because that
damage.
kind of looks like my car right there.
Rear end, there's a lot of rear end jobs, right?
Yeah.
So you get the car apart, we assess the damage. A lot of times there's hidden damage, so there's things behind things, behind things, behind things. So we can look at your car and write an initial estimate, but you really got to get it apart to see everything, especially when it gets hit hard like that. A rear end collision is the only collision where there's a specific law, right? Think about this. Two cars are driving, and they collide. side, front, back, fall on each, whatever, right? A million different ways to collide. There's only one collision that's got a law in pretty much every state that says automatically the other person's fault. Rear end job. That's how much it happens. That's why they did. That's why they took the time, right? The lawmakers said, well, we better put down the donuts and coffee, and we better pass a law because it's happening a lot, right? And they're, you know, you're not supposed to follow so closely, right? You remember driving school?
Yeah.
10 car space for every 10 miles. No one does that.
No.
You ever been on 169? Everybody's going 70. Are they 7 cars apart? No.
No, they're cutting in front of
It'd
you.
be 10 cars from the Woodland Hills Mall to Wausau. It'd be 7 cars. I mean, you know, or yeah.
And if
Everybody's this close at 80. You know.
If you do leave the gap, someone's going in there.
Right. Right. So somebody stops. You're toast. I mean, it's just Russian roulette, you know. So yeah, especially 169, right?
How long does it usually take to put the car back together?
It depends on the repair. It usually works out to about a week per 1,000,
Okay.
which is really sounds crazy, but with insurance paperwork, parts delays, all the ins and outs. And so I always tell people to think about that on the rental cars. Like if it's a $5,000 hit, it's probably going to be 4 or 5 weeks. And that, so you're going to need something to drive.
With insurance delays, paperwork, et cetera, that works out to about a week per 1,000 on average, which sounds nuts, but it's true. So $2,500, 2.5 weeks, right? So, you know, but you do have wrecks that are 4, 5, 6, 10 grand. So that wreck's going to take 6, 7, 8 weeks to fix, right? But that's still relatively quick compared to the body side, right? So you got the property, you got the casual, and that's Lloyd. So that could be doctors, x-rays, physical therapy, right? That could be years. So that's why it's separate claims, separate adjusters. So my side goes fairly quickly, usually a week or 2.
So we get it in here, we get it apart, then we call the insurance and we show them the hidden damage because you can't see it all until you get it apart.
Exactly.
So this is the body shop where take it apart, assess the damage, rewrite it, and then start working on it. Like obviously this is more than $5,000.
Yeah.
But we'll get it apart, fix whatever needs to be fixed, and then it'll go back to the paint shop where we'll paint it, and then it'll come back here.
Paint it too and make it look almost like new,
Yep,
right?
that's it. Yep. So it'll go to the paint shop, get painted, clear coated, buff, that sort of thing, and then it'll come back to the body shop to be reassembled.
Because 2 out of 3 people walk through the door are soccer moms. It's 35 to 55 women. That's 2/3 of the customers, which is huge. So you think it's a guy thing. It's cars, but it's not. It's women.
After the car's repaired, we'll put it in there. Yeah, you can see they're in there working.
Yeah.
So we'll tape up the rest of it, paint the parts of it need to be painted, clear coat it, and then the paint booths are a giant oven. So it cooks them. 175 degrees.
That's
Yep.
poor man, he's
That's why you can do it in one day.
What is the most dangerous intersection in Tulsa? Is it A, Memorial Drive and the BA Expressway, B, 71st and Mingo, or C, every intersection your son or daughter drives through?
Over 6,337 people are injured in a car crash each day in the United States, and each crash can affect your day-to-day lives from having nothing to drive to severe bodily injury. At Benedict Law Office, we are here to help you through this tragedy and get your life back on track. For over 25 years, Lloyd Benedict has been successfully handling and resolving personal injury cases. If you can't come to the office, we'll meet you, whether it's at your home, office, or by phone. Look us up on our website or call at 918-477-7000.
What is the most dangerous intersection in Tulsa? Is it A, Memorial Drive and the BA Expressway, B, 71st and Mingo, or C, every intersection your son or daughter drives through? The answer is A, currently Memorial Drive and the BA Expressway, totaling 121 collisions in 2014.
Once the paint shop's done, we'll bring it back to the body shop and reassemble it. And then there's a detail shop on the end where we'll take the car, wash it, clean it, buff it, wax it. Yep, shop it, vac it.
That's
yep.
awesome.
So yeah, so it'll come back here. This one's coming apart, but this is also where we put it back together. And then around the corner to the detail shop. Wash it,
Nothing
clean it.
happened to it, huh?
That's the idea, yeah. Like new, supposed to make it look like new.
All right,
So.
well, sounds good.
I had one little old lady. I'm kind of a sucker for little old ladies. And I can't remember what year this was, maybe 2005, 2006. And she was a widow, lived in a retirement home, and worked 3 days a week downtown at the library as a volunteer. And that was very important to her. And It was their only car, and their car was going to be in our shop for like a week. It was hit pretty hard. And so I personally took her to and from work every day for 3 days. So, yeah, that's not normal. And I don't put that out there. I don't, I can't do that for everybody, obviously, but this one little old lady, we got to talking about it, and it came up, she needed a ride, and I was like, well, what time? And it happened to fit my schedule. So for 3 days, I took her and picked her up downtown at the library. So.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you think?
Looks good. Looks very promising. I'm very happy.
Okay. Excellent. Well, here's one of my cards.
Okay, great.
And we'll get you an estimate. And normally what we do during the repair process is we'll give you an update every day or so. So
Okay.
whether it's text, phone call, email, kind of whatever you
So you
prefer.
can text me.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
just text
prefer
you.
that.
Okay, car's in the body shop, got the parts, insurance approved it, going to paint, going to detail, that sort of stuff.
Awesome.
We'll keep you updated.
Yeah, because I don't want to get nervous about what are you doing with my car. So I
Right,
appreciate
right.
it. Yeah,
Yep.
that'll be very helpful. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Well, I'm glad you came in.
All right, thank
All right,
you.
thanks a lot.
Nice meeting you.
Look around. I mean, don't just come here. Go to, you don't have to, by law, you don't have to get more than one estimate. So if you have an uncle who owns a shop, great, go there. But if you don't know anybody, you don't have an uncle, which most people don't, I would go to 3 or 4 shops. I would shop around because, the warranty, the quality and the warranty and the drivability and the long-term usefulness of the car is between you and the shop. DRP, Direct Repair Program. I mean, it's a simple arrangement. When you own a body shop, you're repairing wrecks, right? Most people have insurance. Most wrecks are paid for by insurance, which cars are so expensive, you're nuts not to have insurance because, people will come in and say, even if they have insurance, hopefully this is less than my deductible. Nothing's less than your deductible. I mean, I can't sneeze on a car for $500. I mean, it's just, this stuff is so expensive, the labor, the materials, even if you have $1,000 deductible, very few, like I said, the average wreck is $2,500. So that's a bumper job, it's a fender bender. So if you get rear-ended, it's $3, $4, $5 grand. Well, who's got an extra $3, $4, $5 grand? Statistically, no one in America has that, right? In the bottom 99%, right? Which is where we're all at. Insurance right now controls about 80% of the repairs, 80, 85%, so it's a lot, the majority. They're kind of Google, 80% of searches are Google, so they're it. So what happens is you pick your poison. You either advertise a lot and be independent and spend a bunch of money trying to get people in because the insurance companies will tell people where to go. So you're trying to fight that, right? Which is illegal. They're not supposed to do that. It's called steering. They're subtle about it, so they can sort of plausible deniability. It's the Russian thing from the 80s. I don't know what you're talking about, but they do it. And then and what happens is that shop, Billy Bob's, is a DRP, a direct repair. So them and the shop have sat down and they have a written contract. We're going to send people to you. You're going to do a deal. You're going to cut costs, and we'll trade. So the typical independent body shop spends about 5% of their gross revenues on advertising, which is pretty high, right? And if you're in a DRP, you lose at least that in cuts and stuff you're giving up. So the only issue that crazy independent people like me have is sometimes those cuts don't allow you to fix the car all the way, or safety. Sometimes they compromise safety. The technician will say, well, this frame rail actually isn't made to be repaired. It's got a crumple zone and it's bent just right, and if we bend it back, the next time they have a wreck, it's going to fold like an accordion. Oh, no, fix it. We don't want to buy one. And if you're a DRP, you've already signed a contract that you'll do what they say. So what ends up happening, unfortunately, and no one wants to hear this, but it's the truth, what ends up happening is you have a 25-year-old insurance adjuster who just got out of a 2-week class about fixing cars, telling a 25-year tech how to repair the car. And even if you get an adjuster, and God love them, I don't have a problem with adjusters, some of them are really nice, again, bedside manner. If they're nice to me, I'm nice to them. Maybe they've been doing it for 20 years and they've seen a lot. They're still not a frame guy. They're just not on the machine pulling stuff and banging stuff. They're not doing it. I've watched it for 13 years. I couldn't do it. Most people use an estimating system called Mitchell, which is computerized, which is great. It used to be books. I have some. Used to pull the book out and look the parts up and handwrite an estimate or type it. And now it's all on the computer. So the computer has all the parts and the times. And what happens is the computer says, you pull it up, right? Honda Accord. Smash fender, smash bumper. Click, click, click. Adds paint for you. Boom, print. It's user friendly. And it's great. And I love it. But here's the thing. The insurance company will take that and say, okay, great. It's 2 hours for the fender, 2 hours for the bumper, and 3 hours for paint. Go do it. The problem with that is, and what I learned over time is, because you start doing it, sometimes the tech can do it that way, sometimes they can't. So then I'm the guy that wants to know why. I'm the why guy, that's me. So Mitchell's in San Diego, they have an annual convention every year. You can go out there and pay and hang out with them for a week. So I've done that. And there's classes and training where you can actually hang out with the guys who code that stuff, who write it. And so I had lunch one day with those guys, and I said, just out of curiosity, at that time I'd only been in the business like 2 years, so I wanted to learn stuff. And I said, where do you get the times? Because there's 10,000 cars in there. It's impressive, like every modern car period for like 20 years. And they said, well, here's what we do. When a new model comes out, right, 2017 Honda Accord, we go to the laboratory, we buy a brand new one, we put on our white lab coat, perfect environment, perfect car, and we have our in-house technician, we stopwatch him, go, right? And they said, and then we write it down next, and we just do the whole car. And then we paint it, and then can you imagine? Anyway, yeah, but that's their living. I mean, we pay $150 a month just to have it. So I mean, everybody in the world's doing that, and that's per computer. So I mean, but anyway, so then what we start talking about was insurance companies and how the computer will say 2 hours, and sometimes it takes 4. And they said, yeah, here's the deal. And this is a quote, literally. I'm paraphrasing, but the guy said, here's the thing to know, right? And they have these things called P pages, which is like the background. It's like a dictionary in the back that you can look up how, why. He said, if you read all the P pages, which I haven't, he said, we explain in there how we do it, and we explain that it's not the end, it's the beginning of what your quote probably is. And it's an estimate, right? It's not right. And they said, but the insurance company will tell you, oh, 2 hours, that's it, right? But our car's not wrecked. What if you have to spend 2 hours getting something pulled apart just to get to the bolts, and then it's 2 hours? He's like, we don't do that because every car's different, every technician's different. Every shop's different, every tool's different. He's like, so what you gotta do is you write the estimate, 2 hours, car comes in, you have the tech do it. If it turns out to be 4, you gotta supplement, you gotta add to it. Because it wasn't 2 hours, because we did it in the lab on a brand new car, it wasn't wrecked. Right, if a car's smashed, you gotta pull stuff apart to even get to the bolts, right? But the insurance adjusters will argue all day about that. But I got it from the source, so you have to beat them up a little bit. Lazy shops don't do it, so they lose the money. Smart shops will fight with them. DRP shops aren't allowed to fight. So DRP shop, 2 hours. Good luck. Good luck making money. If you go out of business, we'll go down the street and do the next guy.
How many people are injured in car crashes each year in the United States? A, 475,000, B, 1.75 million, or C, 2.35 million?
Over 6,337 people are injured in a car crash each day in the United States, and each crash can affect your day-to-day lives from having nothing to drive to severe bodily injury. At Benedict Law Office, we are here to help you through this tragedy and get your life back on track. For over 25 years, Lloyd Benedict has been successfully handling and resolving personal injury cases. If you can't come to the office, we'll meet you, whether it's at your home, office, or by phone. Look us up on our website or call at 918-477-7000.
How many people are injured in car crashes each year in the United States? A, 475,000, B, 1.75 million, or C, 2.35 million? The answer is C, 2.35 million per year.
Having a good team of paralegals is essential for a personal injury law firm. Good trained paralegals that understand how to investigate, how to evaluate damages, how to deal with the clients, how to deal with the insurance companies, and sometimes you have to be assertive. Fortunately, most insurance companies are nice, but a trained paralegal, if they get into adversity, will be able to navigate and get the answers and get the solutions that we need from the circumstances. So it's great to have a good team of paralegals. We have think tanks at every different phase of the case. I sit down with the paralegals, they make me aware of what's going on. At that stage there, I can get true insight as to what the nature of the problem is. They will offer me solutions at the time. We take a look at it, and then we come up with a marching plan and move forward with that. It's as if that we're shaping that evidence like the vase on the potter's wheel. We're building the case to address the solutions to the problems. If we have the answers for those, when we go to the insurance company already, then the case moves a lot quicker. All right, guys, tell me, Johnny Parnell, last thing I know was the insurance company was denying liability. They had, some crazy story that our client was at fault. She got rear-ended. Supposedly, she moved forward on a green light.
Yeah.
I've been out to the accident scene. What's an update on it?
They have accepted liability.
Really?
Yeah, we had pictures of the defendant leaving the scene. I mean, the cop faulted the defendant on the police report. They finally just, I don't know, I guess.
They caved in.
They did. We knew they were going to.
What about rental car, body shop?
Done and done. The car is already at the body shop. The adjuster is heading out to do the appraisal. They have the rental set up, but of course she can't be in the rental until repairs begin.
Okay. Is her car safe to drive in the meantime?
No, no, she has taillights out and things like that.
I think they need to put in a rental car now. I think that either we get a letter out to them or make a phone call and just say, look, we got to get this fixed. I mean, she can't drive this thing. She can get another ticket. She can cause another collision in this thing. If it's not safe, then her mom has dementia. Who she drives around. We don't want her mom being injured in that. So
I'll give him a call
really,
today.
This is tough on her not having a car.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I know you had Mom this weekend.
Oh, I did.
I know you were supposed to take her to her next doctor's appointment.
New doctor, Deb.
How did it go? Do I want to know?
Well, a new doctor, a new place, so, I thought I was by her side, but I had paperwork to fill out, and she needed to go to the restroom. And I thought, well, I need to fill 20 pages of paperwork, but I thought, she'll be all right. It was just across the hall, so I thought, she'll be fine, she'll be fine. So I let her go, and, time passed, and even the receptionist was like, do you think maybe you should check on your mother? And I thought, oh, that's true. So I walked out the door, I checked the restroom, she wasn't there.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I know. So I screamed, Mom, 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 because I didn't know where she went.
That's just too
You're a
scary.
5-year-old child.
In a building with multiple floors and oh my goodness.
That was it. She had got on the elevator and went to the 3rd floor, and
Oh, man.
the nurse realized she was lost and disorientated, and she helped her back downstairs. And she could hear me screaming, Mom, Mom, so thank goodness she helped out, because there's no telling where Mom could have ended up, and
Oh, I know. She could have gone outside.
I know, and I have so much to worry about already. I don't need to worry about Mom.
You got other stuff going on, and yeah, I'll get more on that with you later because I know I have her next weekend.
Yes, but it's a new doctor. We'll have to teach her not to wander off, but good luck with that.
Oh, well. I actually have a bit of news for you. I learned that our Lawyer Lloyd has now a podcast. You can go, a radio podcast, you can go and download it, and it's supposed to be really great. I actually caught maybe a couple of minutes of it, and it sounded good.
That's convenient, yeah.
Anything you can use to learn more.
Walks, I know, and listen to it. Oh, great idea, sis. That's a great idea. I think I'll do that.
The thing about Lloyd is, I help him do stuff. So I've never been his client, right? I've never seen him in court. So I'm not sure I've seen the Lawyer Lloyd. I've seen Lloyd, which I like. Like you said, personable, good guy, knows his stuff. Good sense of humor, easygoing. Typical Oklahoman.
When a person's involved in a collision, such as in Johnny's case, there's going to be all these different people involved that are trying to help her out. There's going to be a doctor or doctors trying to get her condition back to where she was. There's going to be a person working on the damage to their vehicle, if it's a motor vehicle collision, who's going to try to get that vehicle back to the way it was. And there's going to be the lawyer involved in that who tries to orchestrate these things and make sure that that doctor is going to be able to effectively be able to treat that person and provide evidence to show what the nature and extent of the injuries are, that treatment's reasonable, that we understand what the prognosis of that patient will be whenever they're released from the doctor, so we know what future damages are. Same thing with the body shop. They're getting the vehicle fixed as close as they can. Can't actually get it back to the way it really was, but they're going to get as close as they can, hopefully. If not, we have to reassess the situations and see which direction to go. So we have to be on the same page. So I'm talking to the doctors, I'm talking to the collision centers, I'm talking to the diagnostic facilities, and I'm talking to the specialist. I'm getting documentation from them. Any questions we have, we'll submit those questions to those physicians or to the collision center. And we're learning as to what the problems are, and we're looking for solutions to shape that vase so we can get this case moving to a successful resolution.